Welcome to Crocodile MTG, your home of competitive, constructed play in the modern, standard, and legacy formats. Today's video was brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, affiliates, and patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the Crocodile MTG channel, and we hope you enjoy today's video. Only 2-1 in a league with blue-white control. We are playing the Teferi's Puzzle Box Narset combo in this deck. The Teferi's Puzzle Box is just a one of. Our one loss is to Eldrazi-tron. They latticed us game 3 and game... I'm sorry, we lost 2-0. Game 2, they latticed us. Game 1, Karn just kind of took over the game. They just kind of back-to-back had the Spyglass, Sorcerer Spyglass from their sideboard, and we just had to keep dealing with that to keep our Planeswalkers alive, and then they just kind of took over from there. This hand is slow and clunky. I think with the London Mulligan, we're going to go ahead and mulligan this. Again, this hand is pretty clunky. I think I'm gonna keep it though, and I'll put this island on the bottom. I don't want to mulligan down again in case I have to. Okay, it looks like we're against the mirror. Or maybe not. Maybe this is Esper. We'll play out Flooded Strand. There's an op from our opponent. Perfectly reasonable. Hopefully they don't just jam Teferi here. I'm going to attempt a fetch here. Grab a Hollowed Fountain. Attempt an opt. I'll put that on top. I'll play out this Field of Ruin and pass back. I don't want our Narset to get countered, and I don't want our opponent to just jam it to Teferi. I think our opponent and I are just going to go back and forth on resources, most likely. Alright, our hand is definitely good in this position. It's just a matter of finding our opening at this point. Maybe we try to jam the Narset here. And if our opponent just has a bunch of removal spells, maybe we're able to just steal a win. Alright, there's a Force Negation from our opponent. Alright, we'll let the opt resolve. Not that we have a choice, but our opponent doesn't know that. So hopefully they play around some of this stuff. They put a card on bottom, which might be good for us. Hopefully this Jace resolves. Alright, there's a mana leak. I am playing a little bit aggressively because of the number of planeswalkers our deck has. We want to try and jam as much as we can. That way we can get our planeswalkers on the battlefield. Now, unfortunately, Teferi is going to come down and make that our life pretty difficult. Alright, there's a Cryptic. And they probably have a counter spell here. Alright, there's a Force Negation. Unfortunately, we don't have another blue source in hand. Otherwise, we would have been able to counter Teferi next turn. Alright, here's Teferi again. Hopefully they... I was going to say, hopefully they tick down, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, we're going to try and get some of our resources out of our deck. I'd love to see a Planeswalker here. That's unfortunate. Likely our Colonnade is going to get hit with a Path to Exile or board wipe. Yes, I'd like to search. Alright, there's a Snapcaster Opt from our opponent. And we're definitely falling behind in this matchup. Again, another unfortunate. Unfortunate. Alright, there goes Snapcaster. Teferi's running away with our game here. We definitely need to find something to get rid of this Teferi. There's a Narset. Logic Knot enters reveal zone. Again, I'm just trying to exhaust our resources and get a bunch of mana out of our deck. We need our Detention Sphere. There's a Veto. Again, we just drew our counter spells at the wrong time. And it may have been my fault for playing our cards too aggressively, but... Alright, there's another Narset from our opponent. Yeah, they're just going to play it out here. Alright, there's a search for Escanta. Coming down from our opponent. We have to find something here. Op's not going to do anything for us. This game's likely over, but we're going to attempt to play to our outs. Oh, we can't even opt on our opponent's turn. Fun times, fun times. I think I'm just going to concede here. That's pretty rough for us. Alright, we're going to start by bringing in a Dovin's Veto. We can bring in Ashiok in this matchup, probably, and it'll probably be fine. Rest in Peace, I don't think we care about. We probably want to take out Wrath of God. I could also see taking out the Supreme Verdict. I think this is just more of a Planeswalker matchup. We really don't have a lot for the... We could bring in Disdainful Stroke, I guess. We don't really have a lot for the Mirror. I don't think I want Oust. I think this is fine. And then we'll be on the play of this game, so hopefully we can just keep a hand that's a little better. Both our hands having seven lands and then one spell each was a little rough in our opener. And they were just able to... That's kind of why I started playing out our Planeswalkers aggressively, was hopefully just I'd be able to keep top-decking good Planeswalkers, and then eventually they'd run out of resources. But that wasn't the case. So we're going to... this hand's medium. I think we're going to mulligan this. Alright, this hand's better. We'll keep this. We're going to put a Flooded Strand on bottom. I guess we could just shuffle our library, so I guess we can put a Plains on bottom. Yeah, we'll keep this. Alright, there's a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Alright, there's an op from our opponent. We're going to fetch up a Flooded Strand here. I'm sorry, a Hollowed Fountain with Flooded Strand. I'm just going to fetch again. We are tapped out in case our opponent has anything here. Alright, we're going to try and bait landing this Teferi next turn. So we're going to Vendilion Click this turn at their draw step. Alright, they put a card on top. Again, we're trying to bait the way for this Teferi. So we'll take a peek at our opponent's hand, hopefully. Alright, there's logic not for one. Alright, what are the chances our opponent has a Spell Pierce? Ooh, turn off, turn off, turn off. I almost yield through our entire turn. Yes. I'm going to draw a card here and hopefully hit our land for the turn. Alright, we hit a path though, so that's not bad. I was gonna say our opponent could have Cryptic here. It looks like just a Jace though. Alright, there's a Snapcaster for us. We can start pressuring this Jace. Actually, I could have D-sphered there. Maybe I'll D-sphere next turn. I'll see if we can get something from our opponent. I'm gonna veto that. Alright, there's a Narset, so we can actually stop our opponent from drawing a bunch of cards. I apologize again. Dog behind me. I'm gonna Narset here. Grab the veto, pass the turn. So now our opponent has one turn to try and find something before I just start taking over the game. Alright, there's a Teferi here of Dominaria. So that was definitely one that's a little rough for us. Probably get rid of Little Teferi. Oh, they got rid of Narset. Okay. I think I'm okay with that exchange. I would like to start drawing lands, though. It's a little difficult that we're not. I think I'm going to D-sphere. I'm going to D-sphere the Jace. I'll tick up on Teferi. And now hopefully I hit lands. I'm fine with our opponent shuffling our deck here. Again, I just want to hit the lands. If they're going to play something out now, I don't think that's very smart. Sure, they can opt here. I'm just going to path the Snapcaster Mage. Alright, there's one of our lands we needed. I'm going to -3 and not choose anything. Alright, so now we can Teferi next turn, which is pretty good. Our opponent's drawing quite a few lands here. We're going to leave up Stroke and Veto. Alright, we're going to veto this one. And if our opponent has another, we can just stroke it. Ooh. Ooh, they did me dirty. Alright. I guess maybe I should have waited till the end step for that. They could have a path here. Very Time Raveler from our opponent. Sure. I think I'm going to take out... What do I take out here? This is rough. So I can't draw because of Narset. I don't want to lose to the Colonnade. Yeah, I think I just have to pass here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, they're going to get it. Yep, they're going to get the Jace back. Yeah, our opponent's definitely in a lot better spot than we are. Here's a click from our opponent. Yeah, I'm going to let that resolve. They're probably going to take our Teferi here. They could take the D-Sphere, though. So we do have a potential hand. If they don't have like a path or anything, we could path the click and then. All right, there's a force negation. They actually take out Disdainful Stroke here, so that was an interesting choice. All right, sure. So I'm actually going to take up the Hollowed Fountain here. And hopefully they don't have any basic lands left in their deck. Sure, Snapcaster Mage is coming down. Target Logic Knot, sure. Alright, we're going to grab a basic land. Alright, they're out of lands, so that's good to know. Alright, we're going to... We're going to Detention Sphere the Vendilion Click. Alright, they have Force Negation. Shoot. Alright, that's unfortunate. I don't think we're going to win this game. Our opponent's board's just ridiculous right now. Alright, we're going to attempt to take out the Teferi. Alright, we're just going to pass the turn back. Alright, we'll pass the turn. And again, I think our opponent's just so far ahead, I don't think we can win this. Alright, there's Cryptic Command. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to win this. We're just going to concede. Thank you so much for watching. Please go hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video. For your custom playmats, mouse pads, and more, head over to Inked Gaming. Use promo code crocodilemtg10 to receive 10% off your order. Today's video was brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, affiliates, and patrons.